Okay, so if you have not started, I want you to stop by clicking on the schedule where it says video and watching the video on telling time. That's the lesson that we're going to be doing today. If you did not watch the video, I don't want to play it because last time I played a video, you were not able to hear it. So I'm just going to let you watch it on your own, okay? If you have not gotten a blank piece of paper or a notebook paper and a pencil, please go get it now. If you have not gotten a piece of paper or a blank piece of paper or notebook paper, please get it now, because our lesson is going to be on making a clock. Ah, Sophia! She's right there. She did it. Good job. Good girl. Say thank you to mommy or daddy, whoever helped you. That just made my day. It's so nice to see you, Sophia. All right, everybody, if you have not gotten a blank piece of paper like this, please get a blank piece of paper or a notebook paper. While you do that, I'm going to give you an announcement. I went to the post office during lunch, and I mailed you your math book. You should get it tomorrow or the next day. All right? I mailed you your math book. If you said you needed a notebook, I mailed you a notebook. I mailed everybody 2 pencils just so that you can have extra pencils. And if you said you needed an eraser, I mailed you an eraser as well. Aaliyah, you are being very distracting again. Please, 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 I feel like every time we're on screen, I have to talk to you about behavior that is distracting. We don't have time for that. While kids are watching you, they're not listening to me. And right now, this is time for everybody to listen to me, not to listen to each other. It's like the classroom. All right, let's look at our objective. Let's start there first. Today we are starting module 8, lesson 14. Today you will label the minutes and the hours on a clock. You will tell time to the nearest 5 minutes. Any words you need me to explain? Jaden Diaz, go ahead. Hopefully I can hear you. Unmute yourself, honey.
Are we supposed to draw the lines too?
Don't worry about drawing anything. Let's worry about our vocabulary words first, and then I will get you there. Be patient. Thank you, honey. I know you. You work like 10 miles ahead of everybody because your brain's always thinking. Go ahead, Bella.
What page is it?
Label. Good job. When we label things, we mark them. So if I told you to label an envelope, you would put the address on it. We are going to label a clock, Bella. We're going to make a clock. We're going to put the minutes and the hours. We're going to write it on. Go ahead, Bella. I see your hand. I'm still talking to you.
What page is it?
Oh, what page is it on? On the schedule, it says it. Page 65. Good question. All right. Anybody else? Any words you need me to describe or to explain? Gina, go ahead.
Nearest?
Nearest. Another word for the word nearest is closest to it. If I say on the screen, I'm nearest to Gina, it means I'm closest to Gina. So if a hand on a clock is between the 12 and the 1, but it's closer to the 1, we're going to say the time that belongs for the 1 o'clock. And you'll see what that means in a minute. Okay, Gina?
Okay.
All right. Anybody else? Okay. All right. Let's start on our paper by copying the clock that we see. I want you to just draw a big circle. I want you to just go draw a big circle. That looks like this. Can you see my circle? Let me look at my screen. Yep, that looks like this. And you see how this one has a bunch of tiny lines? Those tiny lines are actually the number of minutes in an hour. 1 hour has 60 minutes in it. And each of those tiny lines counts a minute. We're not going to draw those tiny lines because that would take a long time. And we're not counting to the minute. We're counting to the closest 5. So we're not worried about those tiny lines. All right? At the top of your clock, I want you to draw a tiny line and put the number 12 like this. At the top of your clock, I want you to draw a tiny line and draw the number 12. And then I want you to go directly under the 12, put a little line, and put the 6 there. Go directly under the 12 to the bottom of the clock, draw a line, and put the 6 there. We just partitioned our circle in half. Hey, does this sound familiar? We just partitioned our circle in half. Okay? Now I want you to make pretend that we're going to draw an imaginary line across horizontally. So between the 12 and the 6, I want you to, on your right hand side, put a 3. Between the 12 and the 6 on your right hand side, put a 3. Mrs. Pagan, I don't know my right. Most of you are right-handed. The hand that you write with is your right hand. But if you are not sure your right hand side, ask an adult near you. Tanaya, you should be writing. You should be writing. I should see everybody writing right now. All right. Now, if I partition my circle in half this way, on the opposite side of the 3, I'm going to draw a little line and put a 9 there. The hours, the numbers that we're putting explain the hours on a clock. We tell time, standard time is to say 12 o'clock, 1 o'clock, 2 o'clock, 3 o'clock, 4 o'clock, 5 o'clock, 6 o'clock, 7 o'clock, 8 o'clock, 9 o'clock, 10 o'clock, 11 o'clock, 12 o'clock. And when we get to 12 o'clock, we start again. We go 1 o'clock, 2 o'clock, 3 o'clock. The clock, actually, the hours hand actually goes around the clock twice because there are 24 hours in a day. And 12 plus 12 equals 24. All right, we're missing some numbers. Can you fill in the numbers that you're missing looking at the clock on the screen? So a little past the 12, you're going to put the 1. And a little past the 1, you're going to put the 2. And now it's starting to look like the clock in front of you. 12, 1, 2, 3. Give me a thumb up when it looks like mine. Angelica's ready. Aaliyah is ready. Adam is ready. LaShiny is ready. Jaden is ready. Hazel is ready. Sophia is ready. Jesslyn is ready. Jeremy is ready. Tanaya is ready. I see a few of my friends still working. Bella is ready. I think Nehemiah is ready. Okay? All right. Now let's continue filling in. After the 3, let's leave a little bit of space and put the 4. And after the 4, let's leave a little bit of space and put the 5. Now our clock says 12. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. And now we have just filled in half of our clock. Imagine the clock as being partitioned in 4 pieces. This way and this way. In quarters. In fourths. Okay? Then let's keep going. After the 6, we're going to put the 7. After the 7, we're going to put the 8. And the 9 is already there. I love to see all the working brains and all the working hands. I miss seeing this in the classroom. I'm happy to see you working. I see Aliyah is ready. Papi, bájale un poquito. Bella is ready. Gina is ready. Hazel is ready. Caitlin is ready. Sophia is ready. Jesslyn is ready. Tanaya is ready. Angelica is ready. Nicholas and Nehemiah are ready. Jeremy is ready. All right, let's finish with making 10 and 11. Now we're going to make pretend that we can find the exact middle of our circle somewhere in here. Somewhere between the middle of the 9 and the 3. And go ahead and draw yourself a dot. Somewhere between the 9 and the 3 in the middle. And go ahead and draw a dot. And I want you to draw a short line that is going to be about half the size of your pinky. So imagine half of your pinky. Draw a small line pointing towards the 12. That is half the size of your pinky. Imagine your pinky. Draw about a line that's about half the size of your pinky. And draw it pointing towards the 12. And put an arrow facing up. Draw an arrow facing up. The shorthand on the clock counts the hours. It counts by 1. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11. We would say like this: 12 o'clock, 1 o'clock, 2 o'clock, 3 o'clock, 4 o'clock, 5 o'clock, 6 o'clock, 7 o'clock, 8 o'clock, 9 o'clock, 10 o'clock, 11 o'clock, 12 o'clock. Can you write right next to your shorthand the word hour? And this is how you spell it. H. Watch till I do it, and then you can do it. H-O-U-R. Next to the small hand, please write the word hour. H-O-U-R. Sorry, I was holding it upside down. H-O-U-R. That is to remind you that the shorthand tells the hour. All right. Now the next thing we're going to do is we're going to do it on the outside of the clock. Because now I'm going to show you how we read the minutes. So we would say that if the minute hand, which is going to be the long hand on the clock, is pointing towards the 12, we say 0, 0 minutes. Don't write anything. Wait for me to write it. On the top of your 12, on the outside of the circle, please write 0, 0. We say that when the long hand is on the 1, 5 minutes have passed. We put 0, 5, 5 minutes, because 5 has 0 tens and 5 ones. Do you agree with me? Thank you, Tanaya. If you are dancing, can you focus on us? Because I can tell you are not thinking about what I'm thinking. If the long hand is facing the 2, we say 10 minutes have passed. Who can tell me how many minutes have passed when the long hand is on the 3? Who has noticed the pattern? How many minutes have passed? Nicholas, how many? If this is 0, listen, if this is 0, 5, 10, what do you think will be next?
40.
Oh, you're close. Who can help Nicholas? Who can help Nicholas? Let me see. Jeremy? Oh, I can't unmute you, Jeremy. Can you show me with your fingers? Jeremy? Jeremy H, can you show me with your fingers? 10, 15, I agree with you. 15 minutes have passed. When the long hand is on the 3, we say 15 minutes have passed. Who's starting to notice the pattern? 0, 5, 10, 15. What should go next when the long hand is on the 4? How many minutes have passed? LaShiny?
20.
20, I agree with you. Do you realize we're counting by 5s? And do you see why it says today we're telling time to the nearest 5 minutes? I'm going to underline that. That's important. And then outside of the 5, put 25 minutes. And outside of the 6, put 30 minutes. Don't fall behind, my friends. Don't get distracted with toys. We say that when it's at 30 minutes, a half hour has passed because that is half the clock. Do you agree with me? Now that we know what half is. When it's on the 7, when the long hand is on the 7, we say it's 35. I saw Adam mouth that. And when we're on the long hand is on the 8, we say 40 minutes have passed. Thank you, Adam. I see you mouthing it. And when it's the long hand is on the 9, we say 45 minutes have passed. And when it's on the 10, we say 50 minutes have passed. 50. And when the long hand is on the 11, we say 55 minutes have passed. And when we reach the 12, what really happens is we have reached 60 minutes because 60 minutes are 1 hour. But we don't write it as 60 minutes. We write it as 0, 0 because it's the beginning of the next hour. So do you see how a whole clock has 60 minutes? Okay. let's draw our long hand, and you're going to make it as long as your pointing finger, and put it facing towards the 9. I want you to draw the long hand, put it as long as your pointing finger, and I want you to face it towards the 9. And go ahead and draw an arrow at the tip of it, like that. And we're going to label the minute hand. We are going to label it, and I'm going to spell minute for you. M I N U T E. Minute. M-I-N-U-T-E. I am so happy to see you guys so focused and working so hard. And I have to tell you, it makes me miss being in the classroom. Big time. I miss this. I miss us working together, learning together. Okay. So we say that the time on this clock is 12, that's the hour, 45. So you're going to do this. I want you to draw a line, draw 2 dots, and another line. Because this is an analog clock, but you need to know how to turn the analog clock into a digital clock. This is what a digital clock looks like. All right? The first line is for the hour. On that first line, you are going to write the hour. H-O-U-R. Ooh, there it is. And what do you think the second line is for? What do you think the second line is for? Any guesses? Nehemiah, was your hand up? Oh, I think Nehemiah just froze. Bella, what do you think the second line is for? Oh, unplug the headphones, Bella, so I can hear you.
Minute.
Yeah, the second line is for the minutes. Go ahead and spell minutes. M-I-N-U-T-E-S. Minutes. So our hour hand right now is pointing towards the 12. So we're going to write 12 in that first line. Aaliyah, I am about to have you leave from my meeting. 3rd time is the charm. 4th time you are out. And we say that it is 45 minutes because the long hand is on the 9, and that's the 45-minute mark. So we say it's 12:45. Raise your hand if you learned something new just now. Yeah, this was a cool lesson. Today, you are going to be telling time to the nearest minute. I'm going to take you to the math book. Remember, if you do not have your math book, you need, look, if you have your math book, Do the work right in your math book. Then send me a picture on Class Dojo. If you do not have the math book, please open up this module and do the work in a notebook. In a notebook. And then take a picture of your work and send it to me. Today you're working on pages 65 and 66. You cannot work on this paper, on this module here. You must go to page 65. Oh, wait. Here it is. I put the wrong page. It's 59 here. 59 on the digital one, but on our book, it is 65. Let me check on our book. Yes, on our book is 69. And in the digital one, it's page 59. Okay? It says fill in the missing numbers, and they want you to count backwards by fives because the time on the minutes counts by fives. Then they want you to fill in the missing numbers on the clock. This is the hours. They want you to fill in the hours. Hey, can you use this to help you? Yes, you can. Then go to page 60. They're giving you the time on the analog clock, and they want you to draw the hands on the, they're giving you the digital hours, and they want you to draw the hands on the analog clock. Remember, shorthand is for the hour, longhand is for the minute, first number is for the hour, second number is for the minutes. Please use your clock. And if you did not see the video, let me close this. If you did not see the video before I started, go ahead to YouTube and watch the telling time video. It's a nice video. It has really good information on the clock. All right, guys, you did an excellent job listening, taking notes, and building your clock. It made me very proud. Thank you so much for working so hard. I want you to work on your own from 1:30 to 2:30 on your math book. And then at 2:30, oh, I hear somebody singing. If you're singing, I can hear you. Sorry, I have to mute you. If you're at 2:30, at 2:30, go to iReady Math. And we're having our final Zoom meeting at 3 o'clock to go over the math book. Okay, everybody? Good job listening. Good job working. And I will see you all back at 3 o'clock when the shorthand is on the 3 and the longhand is on the 12. I'll see you back at 3. All right? Bella, you can log out and start your math and then go to iReady Math. Adam, you can log out and do your math and then go to iReady. Nicholas, you can log out and then do math and go to iReady Math. And Nehemiah, you can log out. And Angelica, you can log out. And Tanaya, you can log out. And Jesslyn, you can leave the meeting. And Jaden Diaz, you can leave the meeting. And Jeremy J, you can leave the meeting. And Aaliyah, you can leave the meeting. And Isabella, you can leave the meeting. Tanaya, you can leave the meeting. Gina, you can leave the meeting. Sophia, you can leave the meeting. I'll see you at 3, Sophia. Kaylin, go ahead and, Isabella, you can go do your math and iReady Math, and I'll see you at 3. Kaylin, go ahead and ask your question, unmute yourself.
What pages do we do again?
If you are on the book, are you on the book or are you on, gonna do the digital? Do you have the math book at home?
Yeah.
Okay, so you're gonna do pages 65 and 66. Okay? Yes.
Today, I needed help with the writing.
Okay. Was it getting into it or finding it?
Doing it. Cause my mom, she was at a store and I needed help, so I didn't get to do it.
Okay, don't worry about it. Don't stress it. I'm going to show you how to do it. Did you work on it yesterday?
No. We didn't work on it just after.
Okay, honey. So I'm going to email it to you because some kids are having a hard time opening it. Were you having a hard time opening it? You could open it. Okay. So, yeah, don't worry about it. Work on it on your own time. If you weren't able to work on it because mommy was busy, I totally understand. It's okay. Okay? Don't stress anything. As long as you work, I know you're working hard and you're doing your best. Okay? All right, I'll see you at 3 o'clock for our meeting.
Bye.
Bye.